Hey guys, it's Paul Jang. Going to be talking to you about a passive income stream that Shopify talked about. On their list 13 was rent out your car. I'm compiling a list of different business models, comparing it with land investing and other stuff out there, and seeing what's the best stuff. Okay, so they have here three criteria with time, money, and potential. It's 1 out of 5. I've increased my criteria from 8 to 9, and it's giving me a better idea on the different business models and income streams out there. So, um, there's a lot of ways to make money. It's just what is the best for your particular situation, right? So, renting out your car, it's really Turo, right? So, Turo is a platform where you can basically borrow someone else's car and you're renting it. Now, the thing with Turo is I'm not sure how passive it is. You need to meet with a person or you need to have prepared the car in a place where they can pick it up, and you're gonna have to check up on it, make sure it's good, right? So you're hosting this, and they already have the system in place. If there's an accident or anything like that, I think their system is pretty good. They already have um, a personal insurance that covers the host vehicle, right? Like there's really good things about it. I'm not sure about how good it is in a passive income stream. So let me tell you what I mean by that. So if we're gonna compare like profit potential, I think it's comparable to a 9 to 5 job. I don't see people making, hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. I kind of think the most it could get is like closer to what a 9 to 5 job might be, right? Your risk of money, I think, is there because you're having to upfront that capital, and you're gonna have to assume that Turo brings in enough rental requests for it to be worth your time, right? And that you're not going to lose money. And the only way you're going to scale is if you have multiple cars. So how are you going to pay for those cars? There's a risk of money there. Your speed to get the money, the potential, once you get a booking, you're going to get that money relatively quickly. So I gave it a higher score here. And your time investment, I put a little bit lower, um, you know, than maybe something like land investing, where I spend like 2 to 3 hours a week. I would imagine that there's some time coordinating things, making your tour listing good, but even just getting your car, making sure that there's no damages, checking up on things, exchanges. I'm sure you could systematize it over time, but I think it's a little bit more heavier than, something with like some kind of real estate investing. So your money investment here, I put here a 4, and I wasn't sure what to put here because I've seen some videos about Turo and the renting your car business where if you have a business EIN, um, basically you might be able to get the loans necessary to pick up cars um, at scale. So multiple cars, and and so if that's the case, it could be a little bit more scalable. But you're comparing with Hertz. Now you need a place to store those cars. There's some logistical things that I'm not 100% sure about, and I think the headache of if someone took the car and just ran with it, I don't see that happening. But there's just a couple of things where I'm like, oh, I'm not exactly sure. So I put the difficult work, I put it a little bit lower than land investing. I think that's pretty fair. It is location specific, meaning that you have to be in that region, right? Like if they're going to New Orleans or New York City, you need to be in that area with where your cars are. And so that gave it a 55% scoring out of 100. Is really, really difficult to get up. But, the one of the things with 9 to 5 is, it started closer to like 49, 50%, but actually your risk of money, one of the great things with your 9 to 5 job is there's no risk of your own money, right? It's just your time, the cost of your time. And I think with Turo, there's kind of it's like half half, right? Like you might be able to save some more time. It might be a little bit more scalable. Your risk of money is higher, than with a 9 to 5 job. And so these are some of the things that you kind of have to weigh out. And with Turo, one of the cool things that I didn't really realize is with the renting your car feature, there's companies like Carvertise and Rapify. So let me just show you Carvertise. Basically, if you're doing Uber, so in this case you want to be renting a car, you're literally exchanging your time for money. You could get advertisements on your car and make money off of that, and that's a good way to increase your monthly income if you don't mind having advertisements on your car, right? So that's the caveat. If you don't mind that, well, I think there's money potential here. So, um, that's just 100% passive if you're already driving. I'm not so sure how people will like it if if they're renting a car from you. But if you're doing something like Uber, I think it's a good way to synchronize those things. So, just food for thought. If you're gonna be in this rental car driving industry, uh, just take it for what you think it is. I think there's better stuff out there, but in terms of the immediacy, I don't know about Turo, but specifically with Uber, maybe doing if you're not working with like luxury cars, but simple cars, right? You can get maybe a Ford Focus, drive people, do Carvatize, and then that generates passive income, and then throw it also on Turo for people that just might need a car for the day, right? Or for two, and then basically you can kind of have like a symbiotic relationship between these three companies. Rapify is pretty much the same thing as Carvatize, but that's a really good way, I think, to increase that passive income stream. But that's it. If you like this video, I am doing a series from Shopify's list. There's um, multiple types of passive income streams that I'm going through. So I'm going through all 30, and then I'm also throwing in different ones over time. I did a video for land investing. I put that as number 0, kind of because at least for me that's my starting point. And I'm gonna do more. And I, I think what's really good here is you're kind of getting a variety of different ideas and different ways that you might not have considered to get income streams, right? And wherever you're at, you can kind of leverage it for your life. And I think there's always a balance between your time investment, your money investment, what other things you have going, right? And creating relationships that bring in different streams of income. So if you like that, like, subscribe the channel. Um, I have a whole series on land investing and other stuff out there. And if you are interested in land investing, I am going to put that in the description below. It is how my wife and I were able to quit our jobs. Uh, but besides that, have a good one. Take care. Bye.